Okay, we're going to go into the landing phase of the training. On the landing phase, it starts at 500 feet above the ground. You'll have an altimeter on your left hand that tells you how high above the ground you are. Now, above 500 feet, that's going to be in the canopy control phase of the training. Right now, we're only concerned about the landing. At 500 feet, we want to check the windsock. Now, we'll be looking for the windsock quite a few times on the way down. We'll discuss the windsock in detail on the canopy control phase of the training. We check the windsock, we turn around and face directly into the wind, and we make a quick check below us for obstacles. And then we get into what is referred to as a prepare to land position. Feet and knees together, and we want to feet and knees together. It's like nailing two boards together. They're going to be a lot stronger than one board by itself. Legs slightly bent so you have much more of a shock absorber action, and then muscles tight, because if we're too relaxed, we'll end up going right down on top of our tailbone or on top of an ankle. So at 500 feet above the ground, we check the windsock, turn around, face directly into the wind, check for obstacles, and then prepare to land. Now, the parachute itself is capable of anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour forward speed. A lot of variables depending on your weight, temperature, humidity. So we'll just talk about 20 miles an hour. It's a nice speed to work with. At 20 miles an hour, it doesn't seem like a lot of fun to jump out of your car. So we've come up with a technique, a way of slowing the parachute down. On the back of the back straps, we call them risers, coming off of your shoulders, there's two toggle handles. They allow you to steer, guide, and turn the parachute, and also allow you to slow the parachute down for landing. By bringing the toggles down, it slows the parachute down, slows the parachute down. Now, we want to slow the parachute down just before we get ready to touch down, just before we get ready to land. If you slow it down too soon, too high, it's going to fall out of the sky. Similar to an airplane, it's going to stall in aviation terms. In other words, you're going to hit the ground really hard. So we want full speed until it comes time to slow the parachute down. We want to slow the parachute down at 15 feet above the ground. We want to bring both toggles down to your shoulders. At 10 feet above the ground, we want to bring both toggles down to your waist. Now, at 15 feet or 3 meters or 3 yards, honestly, that's kind of a hard position to figure out where you are. 15 feet is 15 feet different for everybody. You want to use the scanning action to get your depth perception. Where you're landing is quite flat out there, so your depth perception is going to be off quite a bit. The tendency is to slow the parachute down too soon, too high. So you want to keep reminding yourself, once you set up for your landing, wait for 15, wait for 15. And at 15 feet, you want to slowly bring both toggles down to your shoulders. If you bring them down too quick, too fast, the parachute's going to react quickly and swing out from underneath you. So you want to slow the parachute down at 15 feet above the ground by slowly bringing both toggles down to your waist. Now, you've been in an airplane or an airliner. When you come in for landing, you hear the and you look out in the back of the wing, the flaps are coming down. Well, that's basically what we're doing. We're simply changing the angle of the parachute. The parachute normally is pointed towards the ground, generating lift. Air rushing over the parachute is what creates the lift, keeping you in the air. If we slow the parachute down or slow the airplane down at 3,000 feet, for example, and you can't get out, kick the tires, wash the windows, and get back in the airplane and go, it'll fall out of the sky. So what we've done is come up with a technique of slowing the parachute down by slowly bringing both toggles down to your shoulders at 15 feet above the ground. At 10 feet above the ground, we want to bring both toggles down to your waist. That's going to stop the parachute. Now here again, keep in mind the tendency is to slow the parachute down too soon, too high. You want to wait for the 15 feet. Now, if you find yourself slowing it down too soon or too high, simply let the toggles all the way back up again. If you find that you're at 15 feet and getting close to 10 feet, then just continue on down in one motion. We prefer to do it in two separate motions. If you do it all at once, it causes the parachute to swing out, oscillate a bit, giving you a little bit harder landing, something that you're trying to get away from. So at